yourself?
Yeah, sure. This is Ravi Kumar. I have total 7.2 years of experience as a web developer. Coming to my skill set, I have the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Angular, and React. So in React, current experience is around 4 years. Coming to my previous company, this is the Kino Technology, and coming to my previous project is CVS Health. This is a health domain project. So it's relating to patients information, doctors management, drugs information, online booking appointments. So all those things a little bit about the project. Coming to my roles and responsibility, I'm the one of the senior developer creating the components, API integration, CSMS, and we are following agile methodology, and we are Git repository systems. So all those things. This is a little brief about me.
So you said you have experience of 7.2 years. So all that in React or
No,
it's a,
total as a web developer 7.2 years. Relevant experience in React is 4 years, three to
okay.
4 years. Yeah.
And I think you are now part of Pro as well. So how much time it has with Wipro?
Which one?
I think you have joined Wipro as
Yes,
well.
yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
So how much time has it been in Wipro?
This last 1 week.
Oh, okay. All right.
Only I joined last week only. Yeah.
Okay. So, can you explain a bit more about any of your recent projects? Sorry about that.
Yeah. Coming to my recent project, this is a serious health. I think it's a US based health domain system. Health is a product. So client is a CVS Health. So this is like a health domain is like a any hospital can use this product. There in the hospitals, and also we can use multiple hospitals. So you can use this product. So this product is contains mainly all related operations into the hospital, any hospital. So so doctors informations, patients previous history, patients disease history, patient payment history, and also drugs. We had drugs tracking, drugs management systems, the prescriptions informations. So all those, and also in the recent times in the pandemic situation, they introduced the online booking with the doctors. So this is a new future they integrated from the last 2 years. They integrated. It's like for example, based on the disease, the patient come to the this product. Patient can book the appointment based on disease. He said the doctor, and also you can use multiple hospitals. The hospitals also use the system. So based on the hospital, you can this is the online booking appointments. So they book the time slot based on doctor availability. They book the doctors. They got the video interviews, I mean video meetings. So after meeting ending, so they can share the all the payments, previous disease history, X all those things. So doctors can observe, he can write the medicines, prescriptions. So all those things like all within the health domain system. This is one of the project I worked in the previous. So it's generally same. Always legacy application previous and they work in they develop in the .NET, but along with the new features they convert in the React. So they provide the Figma designs. So coming to roles and responsibilities in this project as a web developer, so they do the Figma designs with the new designs, and also we have the old application also. We'll compare with that one. So we can develop the futures. So we had some sprints we working on the futures, some sprints we working on the bugs. So we need to develop those Figma designs. We need to integrate any API backend API calls, all those things. Yeah.
Okay. And were you working end to end or just limited to React?
You mean backend also we're talking about, right?
Yep.
As overall experience, I worked previously. I have knowledge of the PHP, PHP programming language. So
Okay.
PHP frameworks like Coordinator, Cake, PHP backend, I have the idea. At the time. Later, when I'm totally moved to the complete converting the UI developer. So mainly focusing on the Angular previously. Later, now I working on the React also. Yeah.
Okay. Have you used Redux as well?
Yes. So we
Okay.
have the like a stored manuals because the big application, let's say any the large applications, we maintain all the data in the stores. So in the stores we have the complete we are maintaining multiple state objects, multiple reducers. for every module we can create the particular reducer, particular actions, particular states, and based on the action, this special action, we can subscribe the data, or we can update, or we can create the data in the stores using through the reducers. So these type of things we did.
Okay. Oh, all right. Anything about React hooks?
React is like generally we write the functional components, right? So yeah, generally use the use state, use effect, use ref. Mainly these things we use, and use dispatch, and also this based on the generally these hooks are used, and also sometimes other hooks also. Yeah.
Okay. What do you think they serve? Why we use React hooks?
So actually, in the functional components is a limited things. Class components, for example, if you want to state management, if you want to use the state data, like we are creating the states in the React components. So in the functional components, using the use state hook, we create the states, and we can update the states. Like say, like a state and set state and use state. And also using the use effect, we can achieve the life cycle methods which are introduced in the class components. We can achieve the using the use effect hook in the functional components. So these type of things, yeah. So for every hook is a functionality, so certain functionality we are using that one.
Okay. Do you think it's a replacement to the life cycle methods, or it is completely something different?
It's not replacement. I think I can say it's alternate for the. I mean, if you want to achieve the life cycle methods in the functional components, then you use the use effect. But not completely, but it's almost we will achieve the all life cycle events in the using use effect and hook in the functional components.
Okay. Have you used Webpack? Do you know what is Webpack, or ever got a chance to work on it?
Webpack means, for example, we have so our script generally the Angular or React we can write in the separate script, not completely pure JavaScript. So we need to Java React we can write the JSX. Sometimes we language the TypeScript also we can implement in React applications. So these directly cannot understand by the browser. We need to compile the code. So we need to compile the code, and we need to create one build folder. To create the build folder, we using the webpacks. Which position and which folder we need to create the build folder we need to relocate, and which files so we need to create how the CS file, single CS file, or multiple CS file. So all those configurations using the webpack we can define. That is the knowledge I have on the webpack.
Okay. All right. Any examples for callbacks? What are callbacks?
Example, we call back a set time is I can set one example. So after certain amount of time, if you want to execute one callback function, use the callback function. Generally, if you pass, we can pass a function to another function to calling after execution of this function. After execution of this function, if you want to call any other function, those are the callback functions. For example, after calling the API, we'll call the success callback, failure, and also so many callbacks we can do based on the yeah.
Okay. Structuring. Do you know what is object destructuring?
Object extension, for example, we have an object. If you want to, object contains the key value points. So using the object destruction, we create the keys variables. So the keys into the variables. Those variables contains the values of the object. For example, we have the a marks object. For example, marks to student gets some marks object like a Telugu 20 marks, Hindi 50 marks. If you want to convert into variables, we use the object destruction. By left side, we'll define the keys names. Right side, we'll give the object name. Then object all values convert into these variables like Telugu variable, Hindi variable, like that. Example like that.
Okay. If you want, you can drop that in the chat as well if you want to.
Yeah, let me give simple example. I will write.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now we create the two variables a is equal to 2, the a variable b variable a equal to 2 and b equal to 10. Generally we can use like the props as into this way of restriction.
Sorry, just a minute. So you have. No, I think I didn't get that. Can you explain it again?
So
So
generally
is it
props,
line?
for example, we are sending a props to a function to any component, right? So all the props we can convert the single variables. Single. This is one of the object construction, the object destruction example. Hello.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No
Yeah.
problem. And what do you say? What was that? Spread operators? Have you used spread
Yeah.
operators?
Spread
Any
up.
example of
Yeah.
that?
Spread operator. If you want to, for example, we have an array. If you want of clone, if you want copy of the array, then we using the spread operator. If you change the version array, this array is not any changes. For example, I have a array x, if I assign the where y equal to x, if you change the x array, y array also changing. But if you using the spread of, if you create any new array, if you virgin array, if you change this array is not, this new array is not disturbed. So let me give an example. So this is here triple of the spread operator. We create a new array y from the x. Now y have the 1 comma 2 comma 3. If you change the x of 2 is equal to like 3, y is not disturbed. Neither.
Okay. Okay. All right. I am dropping one question in the chat.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Sorry. Let me know what you think will be the output of this one.
So here y name of y x of y x of z. Now name no x of y. And name Vivek, I think.
Uh,
Uh,
why do you think so?
Generally we define the y and the name Bob.
Sorry?
It's name Vivek, I think so.
Okay. Okay, all right. There's one more. Um, what do you think will be the value of the 3 consoles getting printed?
Okay. First it will print the George. Okay.
Okay?
Next it will print the maybe one is undefined, one is the George. The next.
Okay. So the sequence will be George and then undefined, and the last one will be?
George, I think.
Okay. All right. Makes sense. Okay. Okay. All right. So, have you worked on unit testing as well?
Yeah, right. The Jest and Jasmine, I have idea. So generally
Mm-hmm.
in Angular, I write Jasmine. In React, I do just cases like showing the component based on the position of the component, expectations and equality of the length, some marks by calls, mark by calls, and contextual service mark calls. This type of experience I have. Yeah, I have this. Try to coverage the we have the karma code up to 6 to 70% we need to cover generally karma code report. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. And any, I think, so what was the version control system you have been using? I believe Git.
Which one?
So, which VCS you have been using for your repositories? Was it Git?
Yeah, the deposit I generally use the Git only, but generally we have Bitbucket, okay, Bitbucket
Mm-hmm.
repository. So generally I have I have the use the Git Bash tool because I have the experience of generally from the last 3 years I work with Git Bash tools, creating the branch, checkouts, push, pull, everything. Through the commands I use, but from the use tutorials we can handle. But I prefer the Git Bash tool. Hello.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So, I have got a use case. So, let me know what are your thoughts around that.
Okay.
So if you're building a React application from scratch, okay,
Okay.
and you want to do a level of authentication as well, so what approach do you think you will follow? How you will
Like
do the authentication when you're building a single page application? You have the user and he's trying to log in. Before that, you want to authenticate that user. So what do you think will be the best approach? Or
so
how will you do it?
So generally we use the authorization authentication. So for example, we have the one application, we have the login page, register page, home page, and home page and some products page. Okay. So user cannot, if a user cannot directly, if we try to access the products page directly, we need to redirect that to the login page. Okay. So in this, so we need to check first authentication is the user is logging or not to the roads. So the roads I use the gods. So in the road gods I will try to check user is login or not. That means I will check. So for that one, if your user is not login, I will redirect to login page. How can I check the user is login or not? Once I log in, I create the one local storage. User is login or not. Okay. So generally by default it's false. If the user is login, it becomes true. From the storage value, I will check the user is the login log. Now once the user is login, here we need to authenticate the API users, API calls. Generally back in API calls, all the items must be secured. We cannot call directly API calls. We need to pass some headers with the along with the some access token, except for the one login page. So once user login, first time login, he will get one access token from the backend. Once we provide the email password, he will get the one access token from the backend, like OAuth token something, JET token something, OAuth token will get one. This token we are storing in the local storage. Now, for after that, calling every API call, we need to check, we need to pass the access token along with the API headers. So that is the authentication purpose. Now, once user login, we will get the user roles also. Is admin as normal user. So, for example, some admin has some page access, some normal users does not have the page access. So, based on the user levels, I will check if this page authorized or not. That also before going to root, we will check this God. So, based on that, I will provide the authorization. This is the I am following. Hello.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. Okay, fine. That sounds good. I think that should be it from my side. Any other questions you have
So, what is the
for?
project? I mean, if you selected.
To be honest, I'm not sure what project they will put you in, but we are basically from Lloyd's Banking Group, so that's LBG. So it's a banking project.
Okay.
So, and there we are commercial banking online team. So we are mainly working on the commercial side for the banking. And here we have multiple projects. Literally a wide range of projects. So I see a couple of projects that are coming new to the lab, which are based on microservices architecture, and mainly front end will be on React. And for the API side, we already have a couple of existing APIs built in Java. So it really depends which project you go in. So I think mostly it will be we have new initiative coming up, which will be for the paperless team. So I think that might be for that, but I'm not a part of that team. So, but yeah, I am a part of the lab. So it will be mainly CW and the microservices based project.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks. That's it
Yep.
from me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Okay. I'll let Priyanka and Shubhra know about how it went, and I think then they will reach out to you.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks.
Yep. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ravi.
Thank you. Yeah.